Vincent Everts, Trend Watcher at the Web Summit. I'm here with Jojanneke van der Bos, and she gave a TED Talk in Delft about Western Orphans. Why did you give a TED Talk on orphans?
Well, I was invited to give a TEDx talk at TEDx Delft because I've written a book about being an orphan, being orphaned when I was 14 years of age. And
both your parents basically in a short time disappeared and you had to take care of yourself.
Yes, within 5 months they passed away, and then I had to take care of myself.
This was
1990.
Yeah. So internet was not there.
It was totally not there. It existed, but not for consumers and for people. So I didn't have the opportunity to Google for a winter coat or for rent money or for some other resources that I needed.
So 14 years old, you lose your parents,
yes.
You basically have no place to live, and you go everywhere and you try to make a living. How do you do that?
Well, the first 18 months we could stay in our parents' house, me and my sister, but we didn't got along really well, and facilities weren't really good. So after a year and a half, I packed my bags and went away.
Yeah. You went from Deventer to Delft. So now you started westernorphans.org. What happens on that website?
It is basically a platform on which people can read some chapters of the book. So You're an Orphan Now, which is freely available, and will be on Amazon shortly as well.
Hooray!
Yeah, Amazon for the win. And in that book I share 24 true stories about what happened in my life, and with each chapter I also share practical tips for people around today's orphans, so that they can be inspired to share knowledge and resources and ideas to help empower, and enable orphans to build a better life for themselves today.
Yeah, and social media is really important with that, right? I mean, the tools we have to defend ourselves and to build a good life is for orphans even more important.
Indispensable. It's really important to find resources via social media, but most orphans don't really want to be known as being orphans, because they want to be known as being cool kids.
That's what happened with you too.
Indeed, and I can totally relate. So instead of making a platform on which orphans can publish about themselves, which they don't want, they don't want that. No.
I mean, don't they want to, in an anonymous way? Don't they want to share all the stories themselves?
Anonymously, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe in a Facebook group or something like that?
Maybe, but it makes you really vulnerable. So yes, they want other children who are encountering the same things, like how do you say that? Other orphans.
The same shit you're in and the same problems you have.
Something like that, but not with other normal kids, because when you're growing up, it's a real struggle. It's a jungle. If you are in high school, you remember high school?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I hated it. I hated it with a passion, and I was always teased and bullied and horrible. Well, jungle.
It is a jungle, indeed. And so personal performance and your image is really important when you're growing up. Like which clothes are you wearing? Are you cool or whatever? So if you say, well, I'm an orphan, my parents are dead, that's not considered to be cool. No, it's just not. So and it's frustrating. So what do? You just clam up, you don't say anything, and you pretend to be cool. So nobody notices that there is a problem, but there is. And that is why Western Orphans is there, because people have to know that these kids are there, just around you, maybe in your own street or in your own city or in your own country or wherever. And they're
coming with a couple of thousand in our country now from Syria and other places.
Yeah, perhaps, yes. That's also we are all the same people. We are all the same children, and we all
feel the same pain, and we all want to help at some pace.
I don't know whether or not we have felt the same pain. I think that losing a parent or losing both parents is something else.
I mean, if you lose your parents in Syria, you feel the same pain.
Yes.
If you feel as if you lose your parent here.
Yeah, I think all orphans feel the same pain. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I can totally agree on that. Yeah. So Western Orphans is there because. In the first place, for people around orphans, because they really don't know how many orphans there are. Like in the Netherlands, where I live, there are 34,000 children living without one or both parents. That's like 3,100, like 3,100 soccer teams. national soccer teams. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And here in Ireland, it's estimated that there are 39,000. In America, it's like United States, 2.1 million.
I mean, on your website you say 5,000 kids lose their parents every day.
5,760 children lose their parents a day worldwide.
Okay. And that's what you want to have for your platform. What do you do in normal life except for this platform?
Well, I can work on Western Orphans because I have a business. I'm an online educator. I developed the first online courses about social media and online strategy in Europe in 2010. It's called Onlinecom Academy, Onlinecom.academy. It's about online communication and social media, and it contains more than 25 online courses. And we're developing also new courses about publishing, independent publishing, authoring, and public speaking.
Wonderful. Why are you here?
I'm here because I love Ireland and I love Dublin and I love Web Summit. It's the third time I've been here, and it's always nice to discover more ideas that you can relate to, or you can use for your own business, or maybe for other people you know, and just to have a great time because Dublin is really lovely. And it's a real shame that it's moving to.
It's the last time she can do it because Lisbon is next.
Yeah.
Last year was fantastic, I hear. How was this year?
Well, it's still going on, so it's not over yet. No, it's just one more day to go. So we hope to be maybe a little bit more inspired tomorrow. But there was one exceptionally good talk. It is about by Shahrazad, and I forgot her last name, so sorry. It was about
What company was she from?
Broadband TV. Yeah. From the platform Broadband TV, and she was really innovative. She is really innovative. She talks about verticals, making a connection between target groups and products and labeling them, and marketing the labels and not just the tools.
And using video to make that connection.
A video is the core of everything, yes. And I'm really into live streaming, so I'm a lot bummed out that Wi-Fi is lacking, like really.
But every year. I mean, this is here, this is like Southwestern Europe, and Wi-Fi sucks, it's unbelievable.
It sucks. It really sucks. It's like the master of sucking. It is.
That's why they're going to Lisbon, because they tried 3 years in a row and the Wi-Fi is still bad.
But we don't know whether or not it will hold in Lisbon. But still, we'll see. But I am an avid Periscoper. I use Periscope live streaming since the first day on March 26, and I totally love it. I adore it. So I wanted to make some scopes, but it wasn't possible with Wi-Fi. So I used my 3G bundle to make two scopes, but it's not possible either to scope here in the building because the reception is really poor. So it's so frustrating.
Anyway. Okay. So
really great fun.
This was Jojanneke from the Web Summit in Dublin, and thank you very much for making this very useful platform. Great legacy.
Thank you so much.